What's up, fellow collectors? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. I'll be a curator today. Guys, hanging out down here in the museum. And we have to keep the fun going because we got a lot of positive response from our previous video. What makes great toy packaging? And that was a request by David Miller. So David Miller, you started something, buddy. It was a big hit. Everybody loved the video. But the problem was we couldn't get everything jammed into that video. We couldn't put everything into the video. You know, the video's like 40 minutes long. But we left out a lot of great boxes and packaging, toy packaging for action figures. And we didn't want to leave it just there. So we created a part 2, if you will, of what makes a great toy package. What makes great toy packaging? Like I said, this idea, this concept was started by David Miller. It was a request that he had for us to do a video on the different types of toy packaging and what makes them great. You know, the different innovative ways that and evolutionary ways that toy packaging has evolved through the decades. And here's some more. And our first 4 offerings today here, and we're going to be rotating these guys out because that's exactly what happened yesterday. I in making the video, I just couldn't get everything that I wanted to get in the video. You know, I couldn't put everybody on stage. We'll start here with our Action Man. Action Man is the brother of G.I. Joe, as most G.I. Joe collectors know this. A smash hit in the UK. Action Man is definitely a fun and innovative action figure that really wants to get the person that's purchasing this toy involved. It's very interactive. You know, it's one of those first interactive toys for the 1990s, so action figures. That was really cool. And what's so innovative about this figure? It has the famous "Try Me" button on it. And you know, as a collector, this drives us crazy, especially when we're hunting on our toy hunts and we're going to different toy stores. And I would see these Action Man figures in a toy aisle, and some kid is just pressing this button to death. Okay, that's the figure I definitely don't want. You know, especially being an M.I.B. collector. So these toy companies like this was Hasbro really did a great job in trying to reach the younger demographic. I don't know how well it went over though, but it was a great concept. You have a box that's once again, we talked about the display value. You can see everything. Beautiful artwork. Very colorful figure. And then you have the "Try Me." So it says, "Try me," and the arrow points to the back. And basically, this is a Dr. X with the electronic brain and laser eye. So you look closely, he has a laser eye and an electronic brain. And that was the selling point of this figure. That was the cool part of having this figure, this Action Man Dr. X. the evil nemesis to Action Man. But you turn him around, and on the back, yeah, it's a beautiful information back here, and the pictures, everything. Here's his laser eye, and everything was just well mapped out, if you will. Back here, try me, and you press this button, and in the front, let's see if we can get him to do something for us. But you got to press hard enough, but it's very difficult. Oh, there you go. Pressed hard enough on the back, you get that action. See if we can get him again. There we go. How cool is that? After all these years, it still works. Let's get you a year on that. I think he's, let me see here. I'm going to lay him down. Kenner, 1995. So 1995. Just a really cool aspect of this toy. It made you want to buy the toy. And I don't handle this toy a lot. See, this is from 1995. Well over 20 years old. But beautiful figure. I love the Dr. X figures. I have a few more Dr. X figures as well. But this is one of definitely one of my favorites. And we'll move on. A little more updated here. 2020. Our Forbidden Planet. Robbie the Robot. Light and sound walking robot. And the Try Me era, if you will. It's not a new concept. It's been around for a long time. But it really allowed customers and kids to really try the product first. And that was a lot of, the big hang up before the Try Me situation came out. You couldn't touch the toy. You couldn't handle the toy. This allowed you to, especially the way this box is designed, all the opening spaces in here, allowed you actually to touch the figure. And he does, there he goes. So you can try me. How cool is that?
Welcome to Altair 4, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence.
Now, if that didn't make you want to take Robbie the Robot home with you, put him in your shopping cart and take him home with you, I don't know what else would do it. You had a talking robot that could talk, move, and walk. All of that great stuff. And he looks really cool. And for all the sci-fi buffs out there that remembers the Forbidden Planet and Robbie the Robot, who was really the star of the show, it's no way you could leave this guy. I own 2 of these Robbie the Robot figures, and a lot of it had to do with seeing this this figure, the box, everything set up beautifully, blazing lights, walking robot. It's everything about it, the box and the packaging, the whole deal really made you want this figure.
For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robbie.
It's just cool. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about how great toy packaging really is. The cool aspects of toy packaging. And how it really connects with the toys. And really makes us induces us to want to buy these action figures and these toys. Beautifully done. The pluses and minuses, I always have pluses and minuses um, with these toys. And then we spoke a little bit about that with the Action Man, Dr. X figure. The pluses is the fact that you can operate these things. You can try them out in the store. You can hear them. Once again, that's the hook. That's going to hook you in, bait you into wanting to purchase this toy. When you see how fantastic Dr. X's eye, laser eye, and his electronic brain looks when it's all shining and lights are going off. The drawback though, the minus to that is that if these toys sit too long on the shelves, their packaging is going to take a beating. They're going to get beat up a lot because people are going to handle these packages so much and so often. And an M.I.B collector, it's going to drive us nuts. But for somebody that's just going to take the figure out anyway, it's going to drive them nuts too, because the batteries are going to wear down on Robbie after so many button pushes. After so many times Robbie's sitting on the toy store shelf, day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, he's going to take a real beating. So this button's going to get wore out, things like that. That's the negative to this. And here's our Lost in Space B9 robot. Everybody knows the Lost in Space robot. He's iconic as well. Now, he's a little older. I believe he's from 1997. His buttons don't work too good. Wait. Let me see if I can just get a good press on it. You can hear him a little bit. A little bit. But the same concept with Robbie. Actually, Robbie's on a bigger scale than our B9 robot. But you can see he's still locked in there beautifully, all the way since 1997. But open space, they want you to try the figure. They want you to interact with the figure. They want you to establish a toy relationship with this toy, so that you can purchase this figure, take him home. And that's the power of persuasion that toy companies really have over us in designing these toys, but more importantly, designing these beautiful packaging systems. And everything is set up beautifully. The artwork, everything on the B19 robots box is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Not to mention that you already have a connection with the toy because you've watched him on TV. You've seen him on TV. He looks fantastic in person, and he really does. This is a beautiful toy, an absolutely gorgeous toy, and he's one of my favorite robots I have here at the M.I.B Master Toy Museum. Huge fan of the TV show, but we all know the show, that the main selling point of that entire show, the star of that show, outside of Dr. Smith, was definitely the B9 robot. We're going to move right along though, guys. G.I. Joe. And this is I believe it's from 1998, 1999, one of those years. But this is our U.S. Coast Guard cold water immersion suit figure. Love the figure. Absolutely, really don't like the packaging system. Being a M.I.B collector, as you can see, this is all open space here. All this is open. I can reach right through there. And I remember seeing this at Walmart. I purchased this guy at Walmart, I believe, back in 1999, 1998, somewhere around there. And thinking to myself, it's a try me type deal here, right? So a lot of kids are going to want to try this figure. And it's the pistol drawing action. See the backside here. So with the pistol drawing action, there's a lever on the back of the box, and we'll turn him around. There's a lever here. It's a push down lever and back for pistol drawing action. And we'll try that real quick just to see. I don't, like I said, I don't handle these toys very often. So I'm trying to do this. Let me see, hold on. There we go. Gonna try it again here. Okay, he's not out. He's not going to respond. I don't want to break him. But you get the idea for the most part. Make sure. Being a M.I.B collector, guys, it's really an illness. I don't know why I'm thinking I'm going to hurt these toys, but I'm a museum curator on top of all of that. But more importantly, boxes like these are great for eye candy. And what I mean by eye candy, you see this colorful G.I. Joe figure that you don't have in your collection, or if you're looking for a toy for your kid, and he has this extra play value, and you can test him out in the store. And I think going there to a Walmart, I believe when I purchased this, seeing all the parents and the adults trying this toy out, and you could see that the looks on everyone's faces. Everybody was having a great time. Listen, we were all kids at one point. That'll never change, And I think I would like to believe that we still have that charm to us, guys, of our childhoods. And I would like to think a sparkle of that still exists in all of us. But trying this toy out in the store, it's wide open. Great. Like I said, the sales pitch was beautiful. The marketing, somebody that was a marketing genius to come up with this. The problem with it, though, is that these boxes, once again, like the Robbie box, the Action Man box, and I'm sure the B9 box, these guys really took a beating. They took an absolute beating. But Hasbro didn't care about any of that stuff. I mean, Hasbro was trying to sell a product. But for packaging, guys, it was fantastic. This was a toy packaging, just fantasy. Heaven sent, if you will, from Toyland, because to be able to interact with these toys without having to actually buy them was even better. It's like having your cake and being able to eat it as well. Horrible if you are a M.I.B collector, because I spent about roughly 15 to 20 minutes that day searching for the perfect box, going over this figure's outfit, making sure everything was in place, that he didn't have any threads out of place on his uniform, that all of his accessories were intact. The plastic was still intact. Everything was intact. His gun, which is encased in plastic as well, was intact. People were looking at me like I was crazy. I wasn't there to purchase this figure for my kid. I was there to purchase it for myself. And he's been with me all this time. His box, as you can see, is in absolutely, positively cherry mint condition, pristine condition, as pretty much all of my figures here. But guys, we're going to bring some more toys up here to the stage so we can discuss those as well. Hold on 1 second, guys. We'll be right back in a half of a second. Guys, we are back. Okay, guys, sticking with the more interactive theme, we have more stuff that's super interactive packaging, the action figures. Everything was more on a grander stage, if you will. a grander level with their packaging and with their ability to interact with customers, with the consumer. Everything that these toy companies did was designed to draw the consumer in, bring the consumer in. From the, we could be in another toy aisle coming down and we see this figure. It's loaded with action figures. I mean, with accessories, tons and tons of accessories. Let me get you a blown out look at this figure here. Well, this is the G.I. Joe Valor versus Venom Voice FX Duke, and as you can see, he comes with everything. Quite obviously, here he has the try me. Press lightly for talking, press harder for shouting. And this is the FX technology that came out right around 2004, 2003, 2004, early 2005, where the mouth could actually move. So the harder you pressed here, you're not going to really do it because I don't want to do anything damage-wise to him. But the harder you pressed here, you could get Duke to actually, and maybe once here. See? But he would open his mouth and he would say something out. A lot of commands here. Yo, Joe, this team stays together. We must stop Cobra at all costs. Great artwork, right out of the comic book. And then you have the actual photos of the figure actually doing the voice commands. You can see the mouth opening and closing. And then you have a ton of equipment. Did kids take to this? Not at all. Not at all. This was definitely strictly a collector's delight, though, and an M.I.B. Dream, because of the beautiful design of the packaging. Everything was fantastic. You could see everything. Everything was on full display. Duke had it all, literally. Every weapon that you could imagine, they try to stuff inside this box. And Duke being one of my more favorite figures, I just think he's the leader. Duke had those leadership qualities, right? But just a beautiful figure. It didn't sell very well. I remember seeing these figures ultimately at Walmart on sale for like 15, 12 to 15 bucks or something like that. And I did not pay that originally for this set. Or did I? Yeah, I think I did catch this. Hey, I think I did get this on sale. So good for me, right? But this set was not being sold originally for that. I think it was going for like closer to $30, $29.99. But toy companies found a way to really, really amp up their presentations on these toy packages and really catch the consumer's eye, catch their imagination. You're walking down a toy aisle, this is going to practically jump right off the toy store shelf and into your cart, especially if you're an action figure junkie like I am. There's no way I was going to leave this figure. And more when we'll leave this guy. Guys, your thoughts, your opinions, we want to hear it all, guys. What makes great toy packages? We want to hear that. We want to hear it all from you guys. Right in the comment section, right underneath this video. This is a gift from my good buddy and my collector buddy, Ray Castile. Okay, the Basement of Horrors. Check his YouTube channel out, guys. He is fantastic. Ray's one of my favorite toy collectors. All horror with Ray. And this was a gift from his collection, from the Basement of Horrors, to us here at the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. Universal Monsters, the Son of Dracula. This was a very unique style of packaging. The tubular packaging that came out in the late 1990s, mid to late 1990s, early 2000s. Or Hasbro was trying, this is from the Hasbro Signature series, where Hasbro was trying something different with their packaging systems. And we saw this with a lot of their figures, not just with the horror figures. They had a Planet of the Apes line that was out around that time. They were doing it with those figures as well. Tubular setup that here at the top you could take it, and here at the base you can use it to rotate this figure. Just turn this figure inside the tube. How good of an idea that was, I don't know. I saw these figures in stores decades ago, but did the tubular packaging catch my eye? It sure did. And we'll turn the Son of Frankenstein. I had to be very gentle with him. I don't handle him a lot. Just the back of the system here. This shows you how to do it, how to operate it. But it made for a really fun setup. I thought it was a very cool setup. Did kids take to this? Probably not. And at this point, video games took over. So the packaging, all this stuff, like I said, is really designed to gain your attention, attract kids, get their attention, get their parents' attention so they could purchase these figures. So that's why we see all of these fantastic packaging systems here, and types, different shapes and sizes, you name it. Just fantastic. But I don't want to hurt him, so I'm going to sit him down here out the way. And we're still on that theme. We're at the grander, the better. Here's our G.I. Joe double duty, double the mission. Gear up G.I. Joe for double duty. The more the better. This was called the window box. The window box packaging system. And it's a M.I.B. collector's dream, absolute dream. I can't say that enough. Everything is in really full display mode. You can see the beautiful figure. I believe I purchased this back in 2001. Maybe 2002. I want to say 2001. Look at all the weapons he came with. The artwork, everything was fantastic. My nephew had this. My brother bought it for his son, my nephew. And I remember him playing with it. He was probably the only kid that had this set, though. They didn't sell very well. They didn't do very well. Like I said, this is, by now it's the 2000s. But the packaging was absolutely phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's heavy, too. Guys, your thoughts. Do you remember some of these sets? And how did these sets make you feel? We want to hear all that. Did these sets catch your eye? Were you blown away by these sets? Did these sets make you want to purchase them? How do you feel about the boxes packaging, especially if you're not an MIB collector? I guess that's what I want to hear from. If you're not an MIB collector, if it just doesn't grab you like that, I want to hear, how does the packaging affect you? Does it matter? And if it does, let's hear it, guys. We want to hear all that. Right in the comment section, guys, right underneath this video. We're going to set this guy down here. Hold on one second. This is what happens when you got too much stuff, right? So we can get to my Adventure Force Astrobot versus the Ultra Exosaur. He's a motion, here, try me, motion activated. He does it when he gets ready to. He used to do it a lot. Now I can actually get 2 words off without him screaming and yelling and stuff. So, but he's a fantastic toy, and this is the reason, one of the reasons I purchased this figure, this set, this 2-pack set, is because of the grand presentation it has. All of the colors, the artwork, the design, robots, monsters, really cool monsters. Not only can they, they have voice command, they can talk, they can also walk. They have the ability to move. And I thought that was so cool. And this is it's a try me. We'll try him. Let's just say I haven't tried him I bought this about a year ago.
Astrobot.
The toy company that designed the Adventure Force and made Astrobot and Ultra Exosaur put them in this larger than life box. For one, they made them extremely affordable too. I think I paid maybe $24, $25 for these guys. But the whole presentation of this setup was fantastic. And as a MIB collector, I really love it because I think the toy company that designed these guys and designed this packaging went a step further. They're encased in plastic, protective plastic, so they can't get dust or anything on them. You can get on their plastic, but you can't get on them. So they're encased in plastic, which really helped. Fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. Just a cool toy that I knew right off the rip of seeing it, I had to have it. He doesn't want to yell. He yells all the time, though. Trust me, guys. I'm in a museum down here. It really scares the crap out of me because I can be doing anything. He's motion activated. So if I'm in one room and something is, he's in another part of the museum. He's in another completely different wing of the museum because these boxes, as you can see, these boxes are too massive. Can't keep all of these guys in one spot. They absorb so much space. But he'll just out of nowhere start, hooping and hollering, yelling. So we've kind of deemed him our museum watchdog, if you will. But the packaging, nonetheless, like I said, I am a sucker, an absolute sucker for this grand style packaging. I can't walk down a toy store aisle and see this type of setup with a toy and not leave out of the store with the toy. And it drives my wife crazy too, guys. It really does. And she's like, you know you want it. Just go and get it. Just purchase it, buy it. You know, because I'll walk by it 10 times to try, and I'm debating, guys. I'm trying, but it's the packaging that's designed this way to get our attention, to make us really want to get these figures. I mean, packaging, then we're going to switch over here. Packaging like my G.I. Joe 40th anniversary Foot Locker and 1964 Action Soldier. Wooden Foot Locker, he comes in. And he's so heavy, I'm not going to attempt to try to move him. But this came out back in, I want to say 2004, 2003, 2004. And Timeless Collection, had a ton of stuff out. G.I. Joe, the Timeless Collection line for G.I. Joe, Hasbro. And this was more of a salute to the vintage G.I. Joe stuff. But it was set up so beautifully. This is a figure that I didn't get right away because I had another Timeless Collection Foot Locker with figure from 1998. Told myself I really didn't need another one at the time. Did not go and get this figure when it first came out. And it was so difficult tracking this figure down for the next 10, 11, 12, 13 years. It was just so tough. More like 17 years. But I finally found it. And when I found it, it's pricey. Very pricey. But I was able to get it. I didn't hesitate in purchasing it. But eye candy, the packaging, everything about that makes it's eye candy. It's a M.I.B. dream. The display is super, super, uber display friendly. Why not? You have everything right there. Why would I want to take this guy out? And you can see he's locked in there really good too. Extra helmet. And he's got all this stuff right here in the trays here. Fantastic eye candy, guys. But guys, I could let's look around in my toy collection and see all the magnificent packaging, toy packages, boxes to carded figures, you name it. It's just everything. It makes for a fantastic show display. This is why I think we all collect toys, guys. Not just so much as for the toys themselves, but for the packaging. It's the actual packaging that draws us in. I think David Gunn, a super cool friend of mine, he's a big time collector as well. But he said it best. It's a lot of this, they go hand in hand. The figure and the imagination and the beautiful artwork of the packaging, they go hand in hand. You can't beat that, guys. You just can't. One more time. See, this is the kid in me, guys, right? All right, guys, I've talked to you guys to death. I hope you enjoyed our second part 2 of what makes great toy packaging. An idea that originated from David Miller. And we can't thank David Miller enough because once again, he's given us an excuse to go into our museum and pull stuff out to look at that I haven't seen in a while. And it's always so cool to do that. And I think all as collectors, guys, we all should do that. Do more of that, guys. We have enough craziness in this world, guys. Let's go somewhere in our toy collections that allows us to take a break from the craziness. Guys, more big fun on the way. More big announcements on the way. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe. We have a giveaway contest that's going on right now for the Wave 13 mummy, Boris Karloff mummy, Mego mummy figure. You have until Friday. We'll be doing the announcement at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time Friday. So if you haven't joined the fun, comment, like, and subscribe to that video. You can find a video. That's one of, I think it's the second or third newest video we have up. So check our channel out, guys. Subscribe to the channel and get in on the fun, guys. We have some more big announcements and more prizes right down the road. You know the routine, guys. God bless. Stay safe and keep collecting.